Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Marketing for the Pro Actor here on the Virtual Channel Network. We're the Casting About guys. I'm Blair.
And I'm Brian. Blair's a professional actor. You can check him out on IMDb. And I spent about 10 years working in marketing and public relations. So since we've started Casting About, we've heard from a lot of actors and agents, talent managers, and also casting directors about things that actors do to market themselves. Good things, also some really, really bad things.
Really bad things.
And we want to be here to talk to you about some of the things that work and also tell you about some of the things that don't work.
And we've answered a ton of questions from people who email us questions on the website, and we're happy to have the opportunity to answer some of those here with you. We're also going to be taking some of your questions. You can send us to them anytime at info@castingabout.com. So let's just dive right into it. We get a whole lot of questions. Some are very technical and some are more specific in general. Some of the questions that I pulled out that kind of fit into a certain category. What should I be doing to market myself as an actor? Or I'm waiting for auditions, not getting any. What do I do in the meantime? How do I let casting directors know I exist? Isn't my agent supposed to be promoting me? What should I be doing? Questions like this. What they all talk about, what they all tap into is what you should be doing to market yourself as an actor.
I think a lot of actors spend their time focusing on their craft, to try to be a better actor, to tell stories, to be very artistic, and they don't realize that it's also very important to pay attention to running your business as a business, that you are the product that you are selling, and it's important to focus on that. So things that we built with Casting About and other tools that are available are there to help you to be more of a business person.
You may have seen there's a lot of books and guides out there that talk about this, the business of acting or the business of the business. And they'll all talk about the same thing, which is it's a frame of mind. It's thinking about this as a company, thinking about what you do as a business. And you are the CEO of that business. You're the CFO. You're the COO. You're the janitor. You're the PR guy. And one of those jobs is actually to market yourself, to know what the product is, which is you, and to market yourself effectively and get the word out about that. And sometimes it helps to draw a parallel between other businesses or other companies that you think of as more traditional companies and yourself as an actor. You were talking about the billboard thing.
A great example of that is right now there's the Gatorade ads are on the billboards everywhere, and the point of the billboards is not to have you come to a screeching stop in your car and run off the freeway to go get a Gatorade right on the spot. The point is that they want to get that idea in your head. It's about building branding over time. A lot of actors look at marketing from the perspective of, please hire me to be Dr. Number 2 in episode something or other. What we want to do is get you start thinking a little bit farther back, that you build your brand before you ever walk into the room, that you're thinking about who am I, how do I present myself, what makes me different from everyone else, and knowing your personality, knowing your type, knowing what works for you is really important as you start thinking about how am I going to brand myself.
It's actually the difference between marketing and sales. If you think about the billboard, billboards want to put the idea of the brand in your head, get you thinking about it. Get you thinking about it before you're thirsty or hungry or want to go to the movies or whatever the product is. When it's time for you to eat or drink or go to the movies, that's the sale, and maybe you think about that as the audition, when you're selling yourself for one particular job. But before you ever get to that point, there's a huge marketing campaign that has to happen so that you're aware of the product. Sometimes they call it the rule of 7.
Marketing people talk about the rule of 7. The idea is that it takes 7 impressions of a brand before someone's ready to make a purchase decision. The idea being that the first time I see the billboard, I go, oh, interesting, I wonder what that is. The next time I see it, I go, hey, I've seen that before. The next time I see it, I think, oh, maybe I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
Then after that, eventually it builds up. And so if the first time you ever meet with a casting director or the first time you ever are making that impression is the moment that you walk into the room, you might not get that gig, but it still starts to build those impressions.
Mm-hmm. And those impressions actually end up forming relationships, ultimately. And think about it. You may have a relationship to a favorite product where you don't need billboards anymore. You just know that when it's time to go buy something, that's what you want. And ultimately, that's what you want to do with casting directors, is you want to get on what we call the short list. This is going to be the list of actors that casting directors have in their head when they first read a script. This is before breakdowns go out, before anything's on Actors Access, before they even start advertising that they're going to be auditioning. You want to be in their head. Now, if it takes 7 meetings or 7 impressions for that to happen, then, and think about it, you're up against a lot of competition when it comes to acting. So this marketing plan even before we get to the job, is going to be really, really important. And actually, in future episodes, we're going to be talking about specifics, not just, okay, you have to market, but how do you market? How do you market specifically? How do you market smartly? And how do you get on as many of those short lists as you can?
I think the important thing in this discussion is that you're building relationships with casting directors that are going to serve you over time. And one of the things that we spend a lot of our time with actors trying to do is to get them to sort of switch their thinking from this very specific kind of sales-oriented focus, please hire me for this particular position, to building long-term relationships that will give you a career as opposed to just getting a job.
Yeah, which is really important to remember, and lots of little tricks and tips on how to do just that, which we'll get to in future episodes.
So we do have a lot more things coming up in future episodes. In the meantime, you can send us your questions. We're happy to answer them as we go. You can always reach us through the email us link that's at the very bottom of any Casting About page. And while you're there, we hope that you'll sign up for Casting About. It's a great way to find out about the latest information that's going on in the industry.
It's just a way for you to keep your eye on what's going on in the casting world and make sure you know what they're up to so they can know what you're up to, so they think of you next time they're looking for somebody in your type. And that way then you get hired and get rich and famous and you can talk about us on TV. But until that happens, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brian.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on Marketing for the Professional Actor on the Virtual Channel Network.